Welcome to Move It Monday with In Shape Fitness. I'm Coach Kim and I will be your trainer. Today's 15-minute workout, equipment-free routine will be for November the 4th. We are working the entire body today. In 15 minutes, you're going to do 2 sets of 6 moves, and we're going to walk through the mechanics of each of those moves as they come. With the first session, or the first set rather, will be the instructional set, and each move will have a bit of time in between so that I can give you the very specific instructions on those mechanics. And then we'll do the second set, which we call a flow set. And from there, we're going to move very quickly from each exercise to the next without any downtime in order to keep your heart rate up the entire time. So let's warm up first, though, with 2 warm-up moves. You're going to stand up tall for me. First, do a postural systems check. Always a really good idea to just get your sense of where your body is in space and make sure everything is aligned. So your ears should be aligned with your shoulders. That means your chest is open. You're lifting your chest with your breath. And that's a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Squeeze your tummy muscles and tuck in your tailbone. Now take a big step out with the right leg and don't turn your toes out, right? Keep your feet straight and then clasp your hands above your head. Now keeping your back straight, hinging at your hips, rotate the body down to the right and then up to the left, making a big circle, right? This is a windmill move. Once again, down to the right and up to the left. Very good, very good. And then rotate in the other direction now, down to the left and graze the floor with your fingertips. Feel great stretch down the part of your lower back. Always tightens up. Mine does, at least anyways, in the mornings especially. One more time, down to the left and up to the right. And now bring your feet a little closer together and then open your hands up. You're not clasping the hands anymore, but your arms are still up in the air, making a big giant X. You're going to bring your left elbow down and across your body as you bring your right knee up. Squeeze at that intersecting, the apex there, and then stretch back out. And then bring the right elbow down and across your body as you bring the left knee up. Squeeze and then stretch. 30 seconds. Time starts now. This standing bicycle crunch helps get your heart rate up. You've warmed up the back. Now we're going to get some blood flowing to all of your limbs and really get your body and your brain ready for the 2 sets of our moves, right? So get going. Very nice. You squeeze, exhale on the squeeze, inhale, and you relax as you stretch back out. Nice. Less than 10 seconds to go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we're going to start with a little balance work. Now, you should know whether or not you have decent balance, right? It's one of the most important functional capabilities that you need to have, especially as you get older. All right, but you want to either stagger your feet a little bit so that one foot is slightly in front of the other, or really stagger your feet where you're toe to heel. So depending on whether or not you feel like you have decent balance, your arms are gonna extend out to the sides, palms facing down, right? And you're gonna squeeze all the muscles in your legs. You're gonna squeeze the muscles in your tummy. You're gonna keep those shoulders back, and you're gonna turn your head all the way to the right, very slowly, until you look down the length of your arm, then turn your head to the left. Time starts now, 30 seconds. Really simple mechanics in terms of what is happening with your body movement-wise, but as you'll notice, probably by now, it throws off your balance to move your head this way. It's sort of discombobulating your inner ear equilibrium, and that forces you to grip the floor with your feet, squeeze your glutes and your tummy muscles and your leg muscles. Just keep it going. You've got about 7 seconds left. And of course, you'll get another opportunity to do the same move in the second set. If you've put one foot, your right foot in front of your left, we'll switch your feet. I'll remind you to do that later. But let's move on to the next move. Now, we're going to do a little side-to-side movement, okay? So depending on whether or not you're capable of jumping, you might want to do a lateral jump if you want the move to be more aerobic. If you don't want it to be aerobic, take a big step out to the right and then bring your left leg towards the right foot, then step to the left with your left foot, then your right foot. Okay, so 30 seconds, time starts now. This is a side step or a side to side hop or jump. If you're jumping, you want to land lightly on the balls of your feet with a slight bend in your knee for shock absorption. You want to keep your feet parallel to one another. Same thing with your side-to-side stepping. If you turn your toes out, you will engage your quadricep muscles, that front part of your thigh, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep moving using the muscles on the sides of your legs, right, and your glutes. Keep going. You've got 10 more seconds. You can make the side-to-side step bigger to make it a little more difficult. You can make one leg hop over kind of in a little bit of a skip hop over to the right, but you've got 3 seconds to go. Again, you'll get to do it again in the second set. And now I want you to plant your feet shoulder width apart. We're going to do a squat. Now, if you don't know squats, don't do them, don't like them, don't think you can do them. You're going to do a modified squat. So you're going to line up your feet, pinky toes and heels in line. Your arms can be out in front of your body for balance or on your hips. You want to sit down and back partially or completely into an imaginary chair. If you already know squats, you always, this is very important, pause at the bottom. You don't want to just come back up. You pause for a fraction of a second. Then let your brain make the switch to squeeze your glutes and press your heels into the floor. 30 seconds. Time starts now. Okay, so the reason you pause at the bottom, for one, we don't really care how many you do, right? Your repetition number does not matter. What matters is your control through each part of the repetition. And if you go down and come right back up, a little thing called momentum starts to develop. And coupled with gravity, this is the main reason why people don't get to see a lot of results when they go to the gym, because they're doing things sort of randomly. They don't really realize how the quick movement of the body sometimes detracts from the output that you want to take away from the workout, right? The metabolic boost that you want to take away. All right, 3 more seconds. Now, down on the floor. 3 moves on the floor. We're going to do a modified push-up or a regular push-up. If you can do them on your toes, that's great. But let's get your body into push-up position, which means your hands are on the floor, vertically in line with your shoulders, but wider. You want to recruit your chest muscles a little bit, and you want to use the whole hand. Don't just press into the floor with the heel of your hand. Now, your legs are either up onto your toes and the balls of your feet, or on your knees, making a 45-degree angle with the floor. Bend your elbows, and then lift back up as you exhale. 30 seconds. Time starts now. Keep it going. Don't go too far if your arms are weak. But again, really focus on keeping the body weight distributed in your whole hand. Press into the floor with your fingers and the top part of your palm. When you press into let the heel of the hand take all of your body weight, you're going to develop some wrist issues. You don't want that, right? You want to be able to do work in this position because it's really valuable work. When you're in this position, you're in a plank. Your heart rate goes up because it has to send blood in multiple directions, and you are working your back, your chest, your legs, your tummy muscles, your biceps, your triceps, and you're done, by the way. Now we're going to do a plank, modified plank or a plank on your elbow. So lower your body down to your elbows. Again, make this as hard as you want to do it. There are lots of cool things you can do in this position that make it harder. So either you're on your knees right now, which is still a plank. It's a modified plank. 30 seconds. Time starts now. Or if you're on your toes and you want to make things even harder, squeeze your glutes, dip your hips in a corkscrew sort of fashion, right hip, then left hip, and so on. Keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. We've got 1 move left, and then we're going to start the second set after a quick break. So keep going. Stay with me here. I know we're 9 minutes in, right? I've got you for 15 minutes, and that's it. It's Monday. Your body deserves a shaking off of the weekend fun. And unless you ran the marathon yesterday, then perhaps you don't necessarily need to do this, though. Getting the blood flowing after a marathon, always good the next day. Anyway, let's move on now to a basic crunch. Your plank is over, so turn your body to your back. If your abs are super weak, keep the feet on the floor, pinky toes and heels in line. If you can put your feet up in the air, that's great. Your hands are behind your head, elbows out wide. Pretend that I'm standing over you right now with a string wrapped around your sternum, and I'm going to pull you up chest first, okay? Take a deep breath in, exhale, Time starts now, 30 seconds. Lift up, pause at the top again. If you pause at the top for a fraction of a second, you allow your brain to catch up so that you squeeze on the way back down and benefit from that negative resistance. Very important element of increasing that metabolism. And that's the bottom line here. You want to be able to work out in less time so that you can enjoy more, you can do more, because your function will be better, your body will be stronger, you'll then lose more weight, life will just be so much better. And no gym. No stupid gym. Stupid gym. That's what it should be called. Okay, take a couple seconds here to take a quick break. You're going to have a sip of water if you've got one handy. Take a couple of deep breaths. We're going to start the second set, right? Get your feet ready in line. The lighthouse move is coming up here. So get your feet ready, staggered or heel to toe, whatever you're doing. Arms out to the side. Squeeze your tummy muscles, 30 seconds. Time starts now with that head turn to the right and then to the left. Now remember, you really want to grip the floor with your toes. You want to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your tummy muscles, keep your shoulders back in line with your ears, and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Very good, very good. Move your head slowly. 10 more seconds. This is the flow set, which means we're going to go from exercise to exercise without stopping. The next move is the side-to-side movement, and we're going to get going with that now. Line up your feet now, right next to each other, either doing the side step or the side jumping. Time starts now. 30 seconds. Okay, so remember, if you're jumping, you're landing lightly on the balls of your feet. You want to keep a slight bend in the knee for shock absorption. If you're stepping side to side, you want to keep your feet straight, pinky toes and heels in line. Take that big step out to the right. You can even bend the left knee a little bit as you step to the right. Make it kind of a lateral lunge if you want. You've got 5-6 more seconds going on here for the side-to-side movement. Side movement, very, very important in terms of stability for your body, and I will talk a little bit more about that in a bit. Let's go ahead and get the feet now in position for squat. Plant them shoulder width apart, pinky toes and heels in line. And 30 seconds, time starts now. Lowering your body straight down, weight in your heels. Don't let the knee go past the tips of your toes. Very good. Standing back up by squeezing your glutes, pressing into the floor with your heels. You have 10 more seconds. Coming up on 13 minutes, and we're going down to the floor for the last 3 moves. It's perfect timing, right? All right. 3, 2, finish the squat you're on, then lower your body down to the floor. Let's do some push-ups. Hands on the floor, distribute your body weight along the whole hand, and push-ups start now. 30 seconds, bend the elbows, inhaling on the way down. Control your body on the way down too. Don't let gravity pull your body down. Then exhale as you lift back up. Good. It's Monday. Gotta love Mondays. I'm not a fan, for the most part, of the end of the weekend. I will say. Though yesterday was a work day for me because I'm a coach for the Road Runners Club in New York City, and I was out on the course with runners all day long yesterday. Quite the experience. So much fun. I love running marathons, but being with other runners, especially first-time runners, is just such a thrill. Okay, lower your body now to your elbows and walk your feet out to a plank position. 30 seconds. Time starts now. Very good. 2 moves left. You are doing great. Working the abs here. When you're in that plank position, you got to remember the coolest thing about the plank, right, is that it forces the isometric contraction of muscles in your rib cage, on the outside of your rib cage, the transverse abdominis, your obliques, the side muscles, and then your front ab muscle and your back muscle. They all have to contract together as a unit, as a functional unit. It's why planks are so important, because when you diminish the air and fluids and extra fat in that space, you get so much stronger in terms of your functional capability in regular life. And of course, you have the benefit of making a smaller waist, which is cool. Okay, let's finish up with that crunch on your back now. Last 30 seconds. Time starts now. Remember, I am pulling you up chest first by pulling your sternum up with a string, right? Wrapped around your sternum. So take a deep breath in, you exhale and lift up. You pause at the top, then squeeze on the way back down to benefit from that negative resistance. Very good. This is the last move coming up here on 15 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed this Move It Monday workout. I will be back, of course, on Monday next week for next Monday's workout for Move It Monday. And in the meantime, please do me a huge favor and go to missionmainstreetgrants.com. Vote for In Shape Fitness to get a grant from Chase Bank in order to complete the build out of this amazing module that I've been working on for years now, where we utilize an algorithm to create unique workouts for you and deliver them via podcast and visual guides. So you'll get to see stuff and read up on it and then also listen to my voice. All the workouts will be unique. No two will be the same, and it will be great. And it's almost ready to launch, but we need some other money to finish it up. In any case, that's my pitch for you today. And thank you again for listening. I will be back next week. Have a great Monday. See you soon.